Yeah, she's calling back. We're going to try to give her a call again, and then she just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with this.
2412.
Veterans Crisis Hotline's calling in, so they have a female veteran's off her medication. She's at work to Safe Haven. Attacking 12, take a check that one out.
6-1 bullet, 2-1 start, take a shot.
Officer still stands for time? No. Offender in custody? Okay. Anyone else close by this result, let me know. First time out. 10-4. Officer still stands for time? No. Offender in custody? Anyone else close by this result, let me know. 10-5, I'll be back.
33. Let us supervisor know that I have a attached.
1830.
Yeah, possible here in Wilson.
That
Yes, R.I.P. Mr. Peter Hyatt. For sure. Too many people are passing from that horrible disease. And let me put this up here too. Too many people are passing from that horrible disease. It's crazy. Man. So prayers to him and his family. And that's the beautiful thing about YouTube is that even when you pass on, the work that you're doing can still make a difference in the future. And so shout out to Peter Hyatt, and thank you also, Peter, for leaving a library of content that can help people, even though it was your last day. So thank you again, and thank you all for being here. Appreciate it very much. Some sad news to start the show. Very interesting guy, and just prayers to his family. Yeah, too many people. Too many people are. It's horrible. Thank you all for being here. Let me see here. We got, of course, we're going to have that, the interview live for you guys, like we did the other one yesterday. We'll get it live before it drops on YouTube. So whenever that interview does pop up, I'm going to go ahead and kick it to the background and let the interview play without any interruption, and then we'll kind of go through it a little bit. And then I'm going to have to hop over to the Idaho 4 show tonight, later on after that, about 7:30 Central. And then Busby and Trey are going to be joining us tomorrow morning, and we're going to really dig into the interview that's coming out tonight. But I'm going to do a little digging for you guys when it comes out tonight. But we're going to go through something here before we start the show. Also, of course, we're going to go through the non-TBI update. We're going to go through, the backwards, sliding it under the door so you don't have. I'm sorry. I still don't know why it doesn't say last seen at home instead of last seen in the area of Stafford Court. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm going to keep asking the question. Because it should have been updated. They didn't have to wait almost 2 weeks to copy Big Brother. They could have updated it then if that's what it was going to be. And of course, they're not going to make an announcement because they don't want to have to answer the question of, well, why did you say this whole time for a year that it was last seen 226 when this whole time there's been no confirmed sightings of Sebastian and you never changed it? And that's the biggest question. and the biggest reason why they wanted to slip that update under the door. And I'm sorry, when it comes to victims, families, and communities, we're going to have to ask questions, right? Why? So we're going to cover that. Also, we're going to get into this, is it criminal or not, right? So if you guys seen, I put out a little video earlier when we were covering it. That was a question that we knew he had asked, and it was like, holy crap, he just, what am I hiding from you? It's like, oh geez, what's going on here? So we're gonna go through it. The interesting thing, I want to ask you guys, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Have you ever heard or read Nick Beris say it was a criminal investigation? If you have, type 1. If you haven't, type 2. But here's the thing. The local news anchors are the ones that said it was a criminal investigation. Nick said that it wasn't, but then Chloe, when she was working for Seth, way back in April of last year, she said that she was denied access to certain information because it was a criminal investigation, an open criminal investigation. So it makes you wonder, like, number one, did something get scrubbed? Because honestly, I could have swore that I heard him say it. I could have swore I heard him say it, but I couldn't find the interview where he said it. All I could find was the interview where the local news station anchors said it. Well, I don't know if you can really trust. Listen, when it comes to Detective Carter, these screenshots from Detective Carter are I need to see the to address, the from address, because it should be public. I need to see the timestamp, I need to see the date, and I need to see, I have yet to see all that in a screenshot, and so I can't consider any of that legit. Because if the to, it should be public. If it's to, if somebody's sending it out, hey, just like I'm going to show you a message I sent to Don Schmidt, the Sumner County Commissioner. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you it, right? So it's public. It should be like the to, obviously the from, because that should be public too. We know who we're sending it to. That email address should be public. Whatever it is, .le, whatever the address is, that should be right on the screenshot. Whoever's sending it, hey, you're the one that's sending it and getting a reply. But show your screenshot. You know what I'm saying? Show your to address. You got the timestamp, the date, and all that stuff. I've seen 2 screenshots that are suspicious as hell already. You know what I'm saying? And so when I feel I could have swore I heard Nick saying it. I could have swore I heard Nick saying it back in March, April sometime, somewhere around there. I could have swore. But I'm going to show you. Because I don't know. Maybe we just heard the local news anchors say it. I know. I swear I heard him say it too. That's what I'm telling you. Is it scrubbed? Is it scrubbed? That's what. Because I'm sitting here, I'm looking, I'm like, me and the team, I'm sitting there, I'm like, there was a couple of us that are feeling. I was like, yeah, it's like it's scrubbed. Yeah, it's like it's scrubbed. It's like it's scrubbed. I don't know. If you have it, send it to me. He has to say is a criminal investigation. There's a bunch of videos saying could involve foul play. They don't know yet. I went through them for like 2.5 hours. I went through them, and other people went through them too. And couldn't. I'm gonna give you what we found, but like I said, I could have swore I heard him say it, but maybe back then I just heard the local news anchors say it before they got to Nick Beris's interview with Sebastian's dad. March 4th, it was a Facebook Live page. See, I heard that too. I wasn't able to go through it all. Hold on. Let me see. Because there's somebody that was checking it out here before the show. Let me check. If you guys listen, I can go. Like, if I got tired, okay. I don't know if somebody has the timestamp. Maybe you missed it. I don't know. How long was it? If somebody's got the timestamp, send me the timestamp. You know, because honestly, just send it to me. Send it here. Send me the link. You can go ahead and send me the link. Or just give me the timestamp. You know what I mean? Because I can go to the Facebook one too myself. Yeah, considering foul play. So that's all I've heard. That's all I've heard. Trust me, I was 2.5 hours. I was skimming for 2.5 hours. Yeah, let me know what the timestamp is, because I can go right to it. But this is what was crazy. Now, when he said it wasn't a criminal investigation, you know, it made me wonder, well, what was Tony asking him? And if Tony's in chat, let me know, man, because I'm curious, like, what was he leaving out? Because I was like, you know, I heard some things, you know what I mean? And so I can see why, based off of what Beris was saying, I was like, wow, I'm shocked. You know, it's basically, it's just a regular investigation. They're not ruling anything out. You know, it was like, wait a minute. It's like we were back to day one again. And, and so it's like, well, damn, what is he not being told, right? What is he not being told that he should have been told, that he could have told? And that's the question I have. Because if he was able to say it on a Facebook Live, I'm curious what it is. Because if he was able to say it on a Facebook Live, then Nick Beris would have been able to say it on a Facebook Live, right? Because, hold on here, let me switch to it. I was going to start off with something else, but let's go ahead and let's switch to this. All right, I was going to start off with something else, but this is what I'm talking about right here, okay? Why don't you tell them directly what SCSO told you? And so I'm sitting there going, okay, I've heard some things, right? I've heard some things a few months ago. I know. This is what I don't understand, but it's got to be Nick Beris. It's got to be Nick Beris. But you gotta watch out for Jacob. Sometimes she relies on her intern notes, and it's not always 100%. So just, you know, fact check your shit, okay? But when it comes to Tony Mathis here, why don't you tell them directly what SCSO told you? And so it would have had to be public, right? If Nick Beris was told something and he was able to make it public, I'm curious what that is. You see what I mean? Because Nick Beris is like, I don't know what you're talking. I ain't holding. And I'm like, well, did they just? And he even said it himself. Nick Beris even said it himself. Maybe I'm just not being told something. Maybe he wasn't, you know? Maybe he wasn't. Maybe that's why he got mad, because shortly after that he was acting really crabby, and maybe he got mad because he's like, damn, they told Tony something they didn't tell me. Right? Did Tony asking him that question upset Nick Beris? Like, he's like, damn, he got something I didn't get. That could be it too. I don't know. But if he was told, right? But if he was told something, man, what is it? Like, Tony, if you're in chat, let me know, man. Or I'll drop you a link or something. Let me know. What is it that he could have said? Because that's, man, there's like so many questions in this interaction. That's why I put it out there, and I didn't even say anything about it because we already discussed it when the Nick Beris live came out. But I didn't even put anything in that short video because I'm like, I'm just going to let the questions come in the comment section, because there's so many questions that I have based off of this interaction. But we'll get to that in a second. Now I want to get to what I was going to start with tonight real quick, because it's very important. All right. So this was, when it comes to what I'm going to be saying here for the next 10 or 15 minutes, this is where it's going to start. All right. And this was from yesterday. Okay. This was from yesterday. And this is the update that they put out. And that's where I got the FBI flyer. And I also got the TBI flyer, right? And when I saw the TBI flyer, I was like, why does it still say in the area of Stafford Court if the last seen sighting changed to the day before? Then also, the last seen sighting should have also changed with the date, right? Because if it's a different date, well, then shouldn't it be a different witness? That's all I'm wondering. And so when you're reading this, because this is what I read first, and this is why when I got to the TBI flyer, I got so upset. And I got upset last night, and that's when you saw me upset about the whole flyer crap. So yesterday before the show, I was reading this update, and thank you everybody for hopping in. Appreciate you. What's up, everybody? Crazy Nate, thank you. Hide and seek. February 26 marks 1 year since 15-year-old, and I don't know why they put 15-year-old. It should say 16-year-old, right? Or we could be like a certain somebody last night would have been but no, we're not going to do that. Was reported missing from his Sumner County home. That morning, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office issued a missing persons report to begin efforts to locate Sebastian. A TBI endangered child alert was pushed out and was then elevated to a statewide Amber Alert. TBI special agents from multiple units assisted in the search, along with multiple local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, including the FBI and Secret Service. The efforts included large-scale searches on the ground, in water, and from the air. During daytime and evening hours, residents in the area also conducted searches on their own properties in hopes of finding Sebastian. It's a very well-written paragraph or post. Our hearts remain with Sebastian's family, friends, and everyone in the community who continues to hope for answers, says Sumner County Sheriff Eric Craddock. Listen, this is a great post. And shout out to Eric Craddock for being honest here. This has been a long and difficult journey, but I want to assure the public that this investigation remains active and ongoing. Our team continues to follow every lead analyze every piece of evidence, and seek the truth about what happened to Sebastian. And noticed I shouted him out because he's being honest, when before we didn't really shout him out because there was a lot of fog. You see what I'm saying? We shout out when it's about the truth and justice, and you'll see why here in a second, because when I read this, I was like, thank you, right? While to date there have been no confirmed sightings of Sebastian, efforts to locate him have not ceased. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office continues to review and revisit any information gathered since the investigation began. TBI agents continue to provide assistance in following up on leads and tips that continue to be submitted and developed. As part of the continued investigation, officials developed information that while Sebastian was reported missing on February 26, 2024, the last time he was confirmed to have been seen was February 25th, 2024. The Amber Alert poster and FBI reward poster have been updated to reflect that information. And I said, yes, right? Yes. Yes. So then I continued to read because I saw the little pictures at the bottom. I'm giving you the rundown from yesterday before the show. I understand that people want answers, and I share the community's concern for Sebastian, says Craddock. However, I urge everyone to rely on verified information from law enforcement and not online speculation. The Amber Alert remains active for Sebastian Rogers. Law enforcement officers continue to consider and investigate any and all options to determine what may have happened to Sebastian and where he may be. Because each tip called or sent is reviewed, officers are urging people to only provide credible information, and misinformation and false narratives being pursued through some social media channels divert valuable resources and can jeopardize the investigation, which is true. We talk about it just like we talk about all the information that we go through in all these shows. We encourage anyone with credible information to provide that through the tip line, TBI tip line, at 1-800-TBI-FIND. If your tip includes a sighting of someone who may resemble Sebastian, please send any photos to tips, TOTBI, at tbi.tn.gov. The sheriff urges any photographic information be sent immediately, as time may be of the essence in relevant sightings. Now, when it came to, in fact, the last seen was 2024, February 25th, not the 26th. And that information was reflected in the new FBI and TBI posters. So when we go right here, as part of the continued investigation, officials developed information that while Sebastian was reported missing on February 26th, the last time he was confirmed to have been seen was February 25th, 2024. FBI and Amber Alert. Where's the TBI? Now, as I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. Why would it just say Amber Alert and FBI? Right? Why would it just say, because I skipped over it when I said Amber Alert, FBI reward, and I'm sure as I was reading it to you, you automatically thought TBI was going to be in there too, right? I did too. And then I clicked on the photos and I was like, wait a minute, hold on, let me click on this photo real quick. And I said, let me see. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second. And it was like, let me see here. Let me scroll in here real quick. Yes. Yes, it says February 25th, 2024. Awesome. Awesome. Wait. What is it? What is this? What is this? And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. It just said that it updated the information. So then I go back and I'm like, what? Let me read this again. Hold on. Let me make sure it said it correctly. And then I'm looking at it and I'm going, what the hell? It just says Amber Alert and FBI. Why doesn't it say TBI? So then I'm starting to go, well, shout out to Eric Craddock, right? Shout out to Eric Craddock. I have to, you guys. Like, listen. Shout out to Eric Craddock because look. But I appreciate the FBI. You know I do. I'm shouting them out. I appreciate Sheriff Craddock for changing the date. I appreciate TBI for changing the date. But can we change the last location? Because just as much as the date made a difference between how you need to look at everything, whether it's the 25th or the 26th, the location has always meant the same. When you can adjust the date, I don't know how you can't adjust the where. Please update it. That's why I shout out Don Schmidt, Sumner County Commissioner. I reached out to him. I'd like to talk to him on the record. And I told him, you have been the one this whole time that has not been vague. Let me show you the message I sent to him. And contribution, hold on 1 second. Contribution call out Jennifer P. Thank you for the gifted membership. Is it going to show me? Lori was gifted the membership, and holy hell, Pam with the $50 super chat. Holy hell, Pam. I really appreciate you and all your hard work. The work that we see and don't see. If any creator deserves donations, it's you. You fought for good. And should be blessed for what you need. Others should feel the same. PPP. Thank you so much, Pam. That's a beautiful message with the super chat. Thank you so much. Hold on 1 second. And thank you too, Jennifer P. That's such a beautiful message, Pam. Thank you so much. What a beautiful message. Thank you, Mark and Betty. Thank you all for the tickets and the kind words. So this is what I posted because, Don Schmidt, a couple days ago or yesterday, Don Schmidt had posted the year anniversary, and it showed an old flyer. It showed this flyer. Okay. This is the flyer that it showed. And it showed last seen February 26th, Beach High School. And so there was a lot of people that were getting upset at Don Schmidt when it came to the post, because they're like, hey, let's see this. And I'm like, hey, look, man. And this is where I wrote what I wrote. I put both FBI and TBI updated to last seen 225, and then I tagged them in it. I appreciate all the information you have put out since day one, because only you had named specific locations while others have been vague. You have put out the most realistic description of what took place the night of the 25th regarding Sebastian's case. How could I go about setting that up with you? I would love if we could chat sometime regarding Sebastian's case. How could I go about setting that up with you? Thank you for your hard work and efforts for all these cases. And it's because of this right here. And this right here should be what the flyer says. This exact flyer right here. And this was from Don Schmidt. This was from Sumner County Sheriff's Office. Don Schmidt, Sumner County Commissioner. In the very beginning. Now, this was posted on 2/26/24. So this was before Don Schmidt was told that the date changed. But it was the day after when supposedly the sighting took place. So when you go back to this information right here, because it's like I've always told everybody, this right here is like a statement that a law enforcement officer wrote down. They made a mini report out of it and sent it to the, to all of their peeps. Took a little snippet of what the officer wrote down from the interview and sent it out to everybody. And this right here, this is what the flyers should say. So all I can do is hope and ask that, shout out to the FBI. I don't expect them to put anything other than what the baby brother is supposed to be putting out there. Shout out to Sumner County for, and TBI for changing the date. But can you make a statement on the last seen location and who and time? Can you make a statement and update your flyers? Because that's all anybody is asking for and has been asking for and should have been asking for from day one, because it makes all the difference in this case. And to have the most updated, correct information out there means that we can find Sebastian as quick as possible. All right, now that I got that out of the way, let's go back to this. So I have so many questions about this. Okay. Now I'm going to be watching for this interview. We're going to go live to it at 6:00. All right. We're going to go live to it. I'm going to have it playing in the background once it pops up. Because I remember, I think the last time yesterday, we had to wait about 11 minutes or something, 15 minutes, something like that, and then bam, it pops up. But we're going to go to it right away as soon as it happens. But first, I want to get into this a little bit. Is it or not a criminal investigation, and was it said or not? Like I said in the beginning, I feel like I heard his voice saying it in a video. I checked, scoured. The team scoured. I'm looking. Somebody might have had it screen recorded, but I even was checking out other channels shit, and they didn't even have anything that it all discussed possible and could be and all this, but it was never said that it was, but local news anchors did say it. So we'll get through that in a second, but I wanted to play this. If you don't know the interaction that took place, I want to play it, and you'll see why I was asking the questions that I was asking when it came to what would have been public. What would have been public? Send me the link. If you guys have the link to it, send it to me. Let me know the timestamp. There's the all the places you can send it. Let me know. But it's like, what could be public that Nick Beris could have told? And is that why Nick Beris got so mad later on? Because this was in, like the first third of the Q&A. It was when he started taking questions, and he responded to Tony's question. So it was in the beginning of that. And then as the questions kept coming, he got really cranky. And it makes me wonder, did he get mad because Tony was told something he wasn't? Or what, and what would have been the information as well? Like, what would have been the information as well, Tony, if he was able to say it, right? Like, there's so many questions in this interaction. So here, I'll let you just check out the video that I made. It's just a little snippet of it.
Good evening, everyone. This is Nick Beris coming to you Facebook Live. We're coming to you on a Monday night, and this is on the Sebastian Rogers case. And so what I wanted to try to do here is just give you the latest of what I know about the case. There are a lot of rumors, a lot of scenarios out there on social media, which is fine because it keeps his name out there. But what I'm dealing with here is basically what I know to be factual, what I know, not my assumptions, not what I think, but more along the lines of what I've been told from those who are very close to the investigation. So who am I getting this information from that I'm going to be sharing with you the basics today? The information I'm getting from where I have had direct contact within just the past week, checking back in with them, is Eric Craddock, who is the sheriff of Sumner County, okay, who from the beginning has headed up this investigation there in Sumner County. He was not the sheriff at the time that this happened, but has since become the sheriff. He heads it up. So Eric Craddock, spoken with him directly. All right, Ken Widener, who's the director of Sumner County EMA. He's not so much as an investigator, but he's in charge of every time a tip comes in of going out and searching and tracking down to see if there's anything to it. They respond. They're the emergency crews that go out and respond to that. And then I've also talked and had close contact with the man who would be involved if this ever becomes criminal, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but that is the District Attorney Ray Whitley, who stays very close contact with investigators, including, I'll mention who else I've been in contact with, some sources within the TBI who are involved in this case. But Ray Whitley is the district attorney. He meets and talks weekly with investigators, standing by, wants to know what's going on, what the latest is with all of that. That's where my information is coming from. Look, there are people that say, well, we don't have faith in law enforcement to continue this investigation. They haven't broken it after a year. Look, as far as I can tell, law enforcement from the very beginning with the search and everything else did this textbook and used every resource that they possibly could, and they continue to do so. No one is more frustrated and disturbed by the situation with Sebastian, aside from his family, of course, than law enforcement. They desperately want this solved. And I can tell you right now, District Attorney Ray Whitley would love it if this case turned criminal and that there was a suspect brought before them. He would be ready to prosecute and go after them immediately. But that gets to this other point about some of the things that I wanted to hit on that is new. And then I'm going to look at your comments and try to answer what I can. Okay?
All that knowledge.
I've talked to them, still talking to all of those who are close to this case. They are no further along in terms of any new leads. In fact, I'm told now the tips and the calls that had been coming in on 1-800-TBI-FIND have really pretty much slowed to a trickle. There just hasn't been much. And I can tell you there are certain things about this case that law enforcement feels they cannot talk about publicly still. And they're not going to discuss some of their theories that they can't prove. But they have theories, trust me. And they try to find evidence matching the theories. But there's nothing. There's nothing. There's not much more than when I did a update 2 months ago or when I did an update 6 months ago. There's just nothing, nothing new to report. And it's not that they aren't working it. It's an active case. And so that's what I have for you. And I wish I had more to share with you. I have no, for people who say, well, Nick, you're just going along with law.
Oh, listen to this. He gets so super serious right here before he starts taking questions. Oh, hell. This right here had me cracking up. Watch this. Hold on 1 second. This had me cracking up. It's like Nick, they're saying
what I have for you, and I wish I had more to share with you. I have no
right here.
For people who say, well, Nick, you're just going along with law enforcement. Oh, Nick, you don't follow. I have no dog in this fight. No one tells me what to report. Okay.
No one.
I go ask the questions. I get that from different sources.
No one puts baby in a corner.
And I report it at what I believe.
No one.
But I'm going to stick to the facts as best I can and try to answer the questions that you may have. And I'll do the best I can.
Gosh, he gets so serious. No one puts baby in a corner.
Say, well, Nick, you're just going along with law enforcement. Oh, Nick, you don't follow. I have no dog in this fight. No one tells me what to report. Okay. I go ask the questions. I get that from different sources, and I report it at what I believe to be credible. But I'm going to stick to the facts as best I can and try to answer the questions that you may have. And I'll do the best I can. And you may not like my answers, or you may not agree with what I say.
Burr.
That's fine. I think that's the case. You're feeling as sad and frustrated about this.
Burr.
I'm just trying to be as fair,
I'm shaking,
and as impartial as possible. So I'm going to scroll back down through this and look at many of your questions and comments and see what we got here. Let's see. Why don't you tell them directly what the Sumner County Sheriff's? I did. I don't know what I've left out.
So I got to put it up again. Like, yeah, what's going on here? I have so many questions.
Why don't you tell them directly what the Sumner County Sheriff's? I did. I don't know what I've left out. What else did the sheriff tell me? That's basically when I talked with him, what he told me. It's not a criminal investigation. We don't have suspects. It is not a cold case. We are continuing to work it as an active investigation. And the number of tips have dwindled significantly. I mean, that's basically what I'm not keeping anything from you. Now, he may be keeping something from me and in the investigation. I'm sure there's certain things the TBI doesn't want to share, perhaps.
He got cranky after this.
Me. That's all. I'm not keeping anything from you.
That's it. I'm not keeping anything from you. Yeah, then he started to get crabby as hell after that. He started to get so crabby. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we covered the live. Hold on, let me drop the link for you if you guys want to check it out. We covered it. We covered it live too. When that one came out live. Hold on. Let me see. It was let me see. It was me and Trey. It was me and Trey covering it here. Oh, hell no. That's just a little clip that I made, though. Just to, because really I have so many. Listen, that's why I dropped the link. If you drop a question in there about what could he have said? What could he have said? I had heard some stuff like that, Blackhawk. I'll let you know in like a week because I'm still looking into some stuff. Yeah, that was just like, man, there's so many questions there. What could it be? What could he have said that could have been made public? Was that the reason why Nick Beris got so upset? Was because he got mad because Tony got information and he didn't, and he's supposed to be the investigative journalist, like, damn it, these people are supposed to give me this information. So, because remember, he's comparing him and his son to LeBron and Bronny when his son was added as a producer just a couple days ago to the news crew. He was like kicking back in his chair in the office in his little cubicle. And he was like, yeah, it's like LeBron and Bronny. And I'm just like, whoa, bro. Holy shit. Yeah, that shit don't stink, does it? Damn. But here, check this out. This is from March 11th. And this is where I'm wondering, because listen, I still haven't seen it. You can send me a link if you have it and drop a timestamp in an email or a DM, any of the locations there. the platforms. And but other than that, this is the only time that I've heard criminal investigation being announced. Now, just a month later, Nick Beris did another interview, and he mentioned himself that it was not. Now, that was April 11th. But then check out what Chloe posted back in, I think, April, when it came to the criminal investigation. So there might be a part 2 coming up, but check this one out.
Exactly 2 weeks ago, we were just learning about the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers from Sumner County. Today, the search continues. The case, though, we know is now a criminal investigation.
See, now the local news anchor said, we know now this is a criminal investigation, right? But when Nick Beris is doing this interview, he doesn't say anything about it. Now watch, this is March 11th, 2024.
Exactly 2 weeks ago, we were just learning about the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers from Sumner County. Today, the search continues. The case, though, we know is now a criminal investigation. Thanks for being with us at 6, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston.
So is that where because listen, we're going to listen to what Nick Beris says in this interview, okay?
And I'm Kelsey Gibson for Carrie tonight. For the first time, we are getting a look at family video of the missing 15-year-old. Sebastian's biological father gave it to Nick Beris during an exclusive on-camera interview.
Seth Rogers shares custody of his son, and the deputy with the Davidson County Sheriff's Department spent the past 2 weeks looking for Sebastian.
I'm hoping he's still alive. You know, that's my main hope right now, is that he's not deceased. I mean, I keep praying that he's alive. I keep praying that somebody's going to see him, that somebody's going to call 911.
Seth's 15-year-old son disappeared barefoot and with a flashlight from his mother and stepfather's home in Hendersonville, either late on Sunday, March 3rd or early that Monday. Seth knows the key to finding his son may come from a tip. Several photographs.
See, on March, he's saying either or. He didn't say the next day either, like he did in his post February 26th. So it's what
have already been made public, and now he's released 2 video clips of Sebastian. In this first one, you see Sebastian up front on the left in yellow shorts, participating in a tug-of-war with fellow students.
And if you watch, he got swung around at the end like a little rag doll, and it's like, well, he gave it his best.
This second video shows Sebastian walking at his middle school graduation.
I was very proud of him. I mean, he successfully completed something.
Seth says his son, who is autistic, is not a wanderer. He finds it highly unlikely Sebastian would leave in the middle of the night barefoot, based on an experience his son had as a child.
He decided that he wanted to step into a mound of what he thought was dirt, and it was fire ants. And since then, it's always been, he doesn't like to get his feet in the dirt. He likes to have his socks and shoes on.
Seth won't rule out the possibility of foul play, that someone is involved in his son's disappearance. And if Sebastian is able, he says he needs to call for help.
He needs to call 911. And if somebody has him, you need to give him back. He's my son, and he doesn't belong to nobody, but damn it, he's mine. And he's mine.
Nick Beris, News Channel 5.
Okay, so you just heard, again, the local news station anchors saying it, but not Nick Beris. Now watch, this was March 11th. We're going to go to April 11th next, and just in a few minutes, we're going to go live to the news channel.
Exactly 2 weeks ago, we were just learning about the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers from Sumner County. Today, the search continues. The case, though, we know is now a criminal investigation. Thanks for being with us at 6, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston.
All right, Rory Johnston. I would like to know who told you it was a criminal investigation. That's my new question. Now we're going to go to April 11th, and this is when Nick Beris says this is not a criminal investigation.
Authorities say they will not rule out foul play, but they will not say that there is a criminal investigation into the Sebastian Rogers case.
Okay. Now here, I'll drop down. You can see it, April 11th, 2024. You can see that. He just says it right here.
Authorities say they will not rule out foul play, but they will not say that there is a criminal investigation into the Sebastian Rogers case.
Now, this is what's crazy is to me, I'm sitting here going, what? I could have swore he said it. So now, when we go back to this, I'm like, man, what doesn't Nick Beris know then, right? That he could say publicly. So when Nick Beris is making this response right here, then it makes me wonder, is that why he got mad, and did he really not know? Because everything he was saying was it's basically back to square one.
I have no dog in this fight. No one tells me what to report, okay? I go ask the questions. I get that from different sources, and I report it at what I believe.
Yes, Mama K. That's what I was thinking earlier when I couldn't find it, because usually I can find shit quick as hell. And if I can't, somebody else from the team can. And when I'm sitting here going, dang, I was even going through screen recordings of others, and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, did this shit get scrapped? Did this shit get scrubbed? We'll be talking about more Sebastian tomorrow morning. We're going to have Trey and Busby joining us in the morning, discussing the new interview that's coming out in just a few minutes. By the way, 3 minutes, we're going to go live. We might even go live over there a little bit early.
To be credible. But I'm going to stick to the facts as best I can. And
this makes me wonder, is this why he got mad later on and he really doesn't know? So it makes me wonder, Tony, what could he have told? Like, Tony, what could he have told Facebook on a live that he could have told? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? What would Nick Beris have been told, and what would Nick Beris would have been allowed to report on a Facebook Live? Because when I'm listening to his Facebook Live, that I'm sitting here going, hold on, it sounds like he was given a piece of paper. He's got a list, only to talk about these things and don't go outside of it. So what would have been on his list, you know? Because that's what I'm wondering. Like, what was he told? What was he told? Or what did Tony think he was told that he could say on a Facebook Live?
I get that from different sources, and I report it at what I believe to be credible. But I'm going to stick to the facts as best I can and try to answer the questions that you may have. And I'll do the best I can. And you may not like my answers, or you may not.
Oh, trust me, if you saw this whole thing, we covered it the night before. If you saw the whole thing, you'll see he gets cranky.
Agree with what I say, then that's fine. I think that's
Trey even got blocked. Trey even got blocked.
Sad and frustrated about this as I am. I'm just trying to be as fair and as impartial as possible. So I'm going to scroll back down through this and look at many of your questions and comments and see what we got here. Let's see. Why don't you tell them directly what the Sumner County Sheriff? I did. I don't know what I've left out. Why don't you tell them directly what the Sumner County Sheriff? I did. I don't know what I've left out. What else did the sheriff tell me? That's basically when I talked with him, what he told me. It's not a criminal investigation. We don't have suspects. It is not a cold case.
All right, here we go.
That breaking news at this hour. Police are in a Brentwood neighborhood after a man shot his neighbor.
whoa, okay, we're going to go ahead and leave that there, and we're just going to sit here and discuss it. Yeah, here's the link. We're going to sit here and wait until this interview comes up. But here's the link for the video. Trust me, because, dude, Blackhawk, I have so many damn questions. Like, what should have Nick been told? What should Nick have been allowed to say on a Facebook Live? Like, what is the stuff? Like, oh my gosh, so many questions. So many questions. That's why I just posted it and I didn't even say nothing. I just clipped it together and made a little shortened version of it and was like, here's the screenshot of Tony asking the question. You can hear him asking the question. Let's go back to the screenshots. It's word for word. Go back to Nick Beris, and then you can see his response, and it's like, whoa, what could it be? What could it be? So leave a comment. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Here, you know what I'll do? Let me do this. That way you guys don't have to... Oh my gosh. Here, hold on. You guys don't have to see. Hold on. We're just going to do this. There we go. I can see it in the background. And let me do this. Let me switch to this. That way I can put this on and then I can hear if Katie's talking. And Chris too.
I do want to tell you, I did a Facebook Live. It's on my page.
All right, hold on. We got to do this, do this. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. Let's do this. All right, we're good to go. All right, so we're going to sit here and just chit chat, and I'm going to have this in the background. Oh.
Yeah, 1 year ago today, Sebastian Rogers vanished from his Hendersonville home.
Coming up, watch.
Hundreds of tips have poured in, but still no Sebastian.
Sebastian's mother and stepdad sat down with our Holly Thompson, who joins us now.
Oh, here we go. Dang, they're doing it right away, y'all.
Tonight, in my one-on-one with Katie and Chris Proudfoot, you'll hear about the unwavering hope this family is clinging to and their message to you as they vow they will never give up in the search for their son.
It's a living nightmare, to be honest with you.
The teen with autism disappeared from his mom and stepdad's Hendersonville home in the overnight hours of February 26th.
What would you say to him when he walked in that door? Oh, God, I don't even know if I'd be able to speak. I'd probably bulldoze him down with hugs. Honestly, when I picture that, I just picture being able to hug him, to hold him, to smell him. I mean, just to be able to hear his voice, to hear his laugh.
The teen with autism disappeared from his mom and stepdad's Hendersonville home in the overnight hours of February 26th.
We do believe there's a chance it is Sebastian. We're just trying to find out if that could be the case.
Steve Fisher, a private investigator hired by Katie and Chris Proudfoot, says this video that first aired on WSMV4 could be a new lead in the ongoing search for Sebastian. Video from the night Sebastian disappeared.
We went through over 100 hours of surveillance, and it wasn't until the third pass through the surveillance that we even spotted this person. And there's a person at 12:17 a.m. in the same neighborhood that Sebastian's from, that walks southbound in the neighborhood, goes behind a vehicle. It appears that they're trying to stay out of sight of another person that's walking their dog, and then doubles back after it's clear.
Fisher says he's working to learn if that person wearing dark clothing in the video is accounted for in the investigation.
It actually gives us more rejuvenated hope that we may actually be onto something. We just have to run it down.
Over the last 12 months, emergency responders and volunteers spent hundreds of hours searching for the missing teen. Drone mapping, ground searches, scent dogs, and the scouring of surveillance video.
Why do you think Sebastian is still missing?
That's tough to say. I mean, it was the largest manhunt in Tennessee history for a child. And absolutely zero evidence. There's nothing out there. Law enforcement's working due diligently. They are working hard over and over and over.
What do you want to say to anyone out there who wants to say that one of you could have something to do with Sebastian's disappearance?
I would say to pause and to think, and I would say to consider the sources of information. Try to make sure that you're getting legitimate information. Avoid the rumors.
Katie and Chris say they're determined to bring their son home and want the community to stay focused.
I want to ask everyone not to forget, and I want to encourage people to keep helping and to keep bringing awareness, not only to our son, but to all of the missing children, because they all deserve to go home.
And if Sebastian's out there listening, I asked Katie what she'd want to say to him.
I would say that know that we all love you, and that there are so many people that care and so many people that are looking, and hang in there and know that we're going to find you, know that we're going to bring you home.
Investigating agencies say Sebastian's mom, stepdad, and biological father have fully cooperated, and there's no evidence to support foul play. Now, we also contacted law enforcement about the video in our story. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office told us that law enforcement had possession of the original video that the private investigator says is new since 72 hours after Sebastian was reported missing. And after thoroughly investigating this lead, they determined it has no relevance to the case. Now, you can watch my full interview with Katie and Chris Proudfoot on our WSMV4 app. Holly Thompson, WSMV4. The Amber Alert for Sebastian Rogers is still active, and the Sumner County Sheriff's Office says they're still looking for him. The sheriff posted on Facebook that his team is still following every lead and analyzing all evidence. The sheriff's office says there have been no confirmed sightings of Sebastian, but they haven't stopped trying to find him. They ask anyone with information to call TBI tip line.
Steve Wiggins won't get a new trial. He's serving a life sentence for murdering a Dixon County sergeant.
What the hell, y'all? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to give you my read because I gave you a little bit of my read last night, and I'm going to give you a little bit of my freaking read tonight. Bulldoze last night would have been swallow hard. Would have been when there's no signs to point that he's not with us here anymore. I could never sit there and go, she would have been. No, she's still alive to me until I know that she's not, or he. So that threw me off guard last night. Now bulldoze. Construction. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is from last night, okay? Just wait, I'll show you what I'm talking about, and then I'm going to play what I just played, and then you'll see. Wow. Think about if it was your child that was missing, and they just had a birthday, and they're still missing after their birthday. Are you going to say would have been? Or are you going to say their current age? You're going to say their current age. The only reason you don't say their current age is because you think they've already passed away, or you know they passed away. That's why when the words come off the tip of the tongue, you got to catch yourself sometimes. And when you catch yourself, let me refocus. Aw. Plenty eye contact. The words are coming easy. Plenty of eye contact, smiling. You know, hey, we're thinking about Sebastian fun times. Now, when we're talking about missing his birthday, oh shit, we're back to what actually took place and him being gone. Oh, oh, I caught myself. Oh, I caught myself. Just like I said last night, it doesn't matter if you're saying, "Hey, did you steal my candy bar?" "Hey, wife, did you cheat on me?" When they go, "But what does that tell you?" And we're just talking about a candy bar. Okay. So then you hear that and you're like, wow, she really thinks he would have turned 16. What about he turned 16? Because my baby's still alive. He turned 16. Listen, if there was people around me while we're searching and they go, hey, CJ, man, prayers, man, she would have been 16 today, I would have said, shut the F up and don't even say that to me. Shut the F up and don't even say that to me. She turned 16. And then you hear bulldoze. Whoa, that hits you weird, don't it? In the very beginning, concrete. Now let's go back to what she just said, and we're going to discuss this interview. I just have to go to my live here and rewind. Give me one moment. Oh, Busby, we got plenty of shit to talk about tomorrow morning, don't we, bro? Oh, we got plenty of shit to talk about tomorrow. All right, hold on. Let me play this for a second. And I'll put the no commentary version after the episode's over. It'll be out before the Idaho 4. By the way, if you want to come to the Idaho 4 show, we'll be doing that at 7:30 Central here in about an hour and 15 minutes. So here is the interview. No sound? For real? Hold on. Here, let me hit refresh maybe. Oh. Let me just reset. Let me see. Hold on. All right. Let me know if you can hear it now. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, here it is.
Thompson, who
Can you
joins
hear
us
that?
now.
Oh, here we go.
Everything
Dang, they're doing it right away, y'all. All right, can you hear that?
Tonight, in my one-on-one with Katie and Chris Proudfoot, you'll hear about the unwavering hope this family is clinging to and their message to you as they vow they will never give up in the search for their son.
It's a living nightmare, to be honest with you.
The teen with autism disappeared from his mom and stepdad's Hendersonville home in the overnight hours of February 26th.
What would you say to him when he walked in that door?
Oh, detective, you know we always get it first. Come on. There's always a way.
I don't even know if I'd be able to speak. I'd probably bulldoze him down with hugs.
I feel like puking a little bit.
Mom and stepdad's Hendersonville home in the overnight hours of February 26th.
What would you say to him when he walked in that door?
Oh, God. I don't even know if.
Yeah, she did mess that up, didn't she? She said February 26th, not the 25th, right? Yeah, good catch.
Dad sat down with our Holly Thompson, who joins us now.
Oh, here we go.
Everything
Dang, they're
from the
doing it
radar.
right away, y'all. I was so
Tonight,
excited
in
to.
my one-on-one with Katie and Chris Proudfoot, you'll hear about the unwavering hope this family is clinging to and their message to you as they vow they will never give up in the search for their son.
It's a living nightmare, to be honest with you.
The teen with autism disappeared from his mom and stepdad's Hendersonville home in the overnight hours of February 26th.
What would you say to him when he walked in that door?
Oh, God. I don't even know if I'd be able to speak. I'd probably bulldoze him down with hugs. Honestly, when I picture that, I just picture being able to hug him, to hold him, to smell him. I mean, just to be able to hear his voice, to hear his laugh.
The teen with autism
What happened? Yeah, that's what I was saying, Detective Bulldoze. That's why I'm showing you the one from before, because I'm like, wait a minute. Last night we just heard he would have been.
It was like a fish.
Sebastian also missed his.
See, she smiled there too, but watch her answer about his age.
Fish.
Sebastian also missed his birthday.
December 7th. He would have. He turned.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I pick.
Right? What a word did you? That's why I said I feel like I gotta throw up a little bit, right? Because I'm like, oh my gosh, what? Oh, just the bulldoze. You know what I'm saying? And then we go back to all of the stuff that we heard in the beginning. Oh my gosh, right? Like you think, oh, bulldoze? What were we? Okay. We're talking bulldoze, right? Oh my gosh, my stomach. Where did I put that? Here it is. We're talking bulldoze, okay? So last night, and we even brought it up, it's been in discussions the last couple shows too. Me and Trey talking about the landfill, the different equipment that they use out there. Busby too. We're all talking about the different equipment that they use out there. So when you hear he woulda, well, you think he's either dead or you you know he's dead because your mind doesn't say that. Okay, if you're talking about the age. And then tonight you talk about bulldoze, and it's like, holy hell, we've been talking about the whole landfill. I've been telling you guys the stuff that I've been hearing the last few months. Okay, that's why we're talking about it so much. Yeah, the construction site too, from the beginning, about the cement comment that was made. Remember? That's why my stomach's like, when I heard that, I'm like, oh my gosh, because I'm like, oh, all of a sudden, boom, right in my head, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I hope not. Wow, we're gonna have a lot to talk about tomorrow morning with the boys. Here, let me rewind back to here. Let me know if you can hear it, okay? And this will be the last time we're rewinding it. Oh my gosh. This is, oh my gosh. Bulldozer, man. And now every time I hear that word, I'm going to think of the landfill and how much cement it takes, right? Watch.
Hundreds of tips have poured in, but still no Sebastian.
Hold on. I'll get my excitement out of the way. And also, hold on 1 second. I just noticed this. I apologize. Ramona. Hold on. Let me scroll down. And oh, it's a little Tweety bird. The $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, the little Tweety bird. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Also, Pam coming in with the 5 gifted memberships. Damn, Pam, thank you so much. Oh, Snap, Dom, Rachel, Poco, and the Path, thank you. And thank you, Pam. Damn, Pam. And thank you for that beautiful message earlier, too. That was an amazing message. It means a lot. And thank you for the kind words, for real. Okay, so let's get back into this. Yeah, I'll have a notification out later for tomorrow's show, probably before tonight's Idaho 4 show. So definitely come back and hang with me and the boys in the morning. Let me know if you can hear this.
Tonight, in my one-on-one with Katie and Chris Proudfoot,
Thank you.
you'll hear about the unwavering hope this family is clinging to and their message to you as they vow they will never give up in the search
Can you hear
for
it?
their son.
Can you hear it? Okay.
It's a living nightmare, to be honest with you.
The teen with autism disappeared from his mom and stepdad's Hendersonville home in the overnight hours of February 26th.
What would you say to him when he walked in that door?
Oh, God. I don't even know if I'd be able to speak. I'd probably bulldoze him down with hugs. Honestly, when I picture that, I just picture being able to hug him, to hold him, to smell him. I mean, just to be able to hear his voice, to hear his laugh.
The teen with autism disappeared from his mom and stepdad's Hendersonville home in the overnight hours of February 26th.
We do believe there's a chance it is Sebastian. We're just trying to find out if that could be the case.
Steve Fisher, a private investigator hired by Katie and Chris Proudfoot, says this video that first aired on WSMV4 could be a new lead in the ongoing search for Sebastian. Video from the night Sebastian disappeared.
We went through over 100 hours of surveillance, and it wasn't until the third pass through the surveillance that we even spotted this person. And there's a person at 12:17 a.m. in the same neighborhood that Sebastian's from, that walks southbound in the neighborhood, goes behind a vehicle. It appears that they're trying to stay out of sight of another person that's walking their dog, and then doubles back after it's clear
Fisher says he's working to learn if that person wearing dark clothing in the video is accounted for in the investigation.
It actually gives us more rejuvenated hope that we may actually be onto something. We just have to run it down.
Over the last 12 months, emergency responders and volunteers spent hundreds of hours searching.
And that's what I'm wondering. Why, if the Proudfoots are asking, right? If the Proudfoots are asking law enforcement, has this person been vetted and for sure cleared? Then I don't understand why they can't tell the Proudfoots that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. Because if it was you guys and you see a suspicious video and it's like, hey, I just came across this video. Is this video, is this person vetted? Like, what's up? Yes. Well, no, it's not. Yes, it is. You answer them. You know what I'm saying? So come on, like, why not? They should have an answer right away. As soon as they call, it should be the same day they get an answer if that person's been vetted. Come on, this is their child as well, right?
For the missing teen, drone mapping, ground searches, scent dogs, and the scouring of surveillance video.
Oh, my stomach.
Why do you think Sebastian is still missing?
That's tough to say. I mean, it was the largest manhunt in Tennessee history for a child. And absolutely zero evidence. There's nothing out there.
It was the largest hunt for a missing child in Tennessee history? Is this true? Let me hear that. It's going to fuck up because I'm on live. Hold on. It might go too far back. I apologize.
Responders and volunteers spent hundreds of hours searching for the missing teen. Drone mapping, ground searches, scent dogs, and the scouring of surveillance video.
Why do you think Sebastian is still missing?
That's tough to say. I mean, it was the largest manhunt in Tennessee history.
What? Is that real?
And absolutely zero evidence. There's nothing out there. Law enforcement's working diligently. They are working hard over and over and over.
What do you want to say to anyone out there who wants to say that one of you could have something to do with Sebastian's disappearance?
I would say to pause and to think, and I would say to consider the sources of information. Try to make sure that you're getting legitimate information.
Look at all that contact, all that eye contact. It's plentiful right now, isn't it? Very plentiful, because I don't have to answer what took place that night again? Is that why we're so happy? Because maybe we got to dictate the questions? I don't know, just saying. Because it's been how long since she's done an interview? I would think if I'm an investigative journalist or a reporter, I would sit there and ask the same thing, so at least it's on record somewhere, right? We're talking about a missing child. We're talking about she was the last person to see him. I would love to work at a newspaper. Like, it's probably a bunch of bullshit, but man, I would love to just report the damn facts and how it is. Like, what the hell, man?
Avoid the rumors.
Katie and Chris say they're determined to bring their son home.
Well, they got their hands held together, so I don't know. Are they splitting up? Are they? Or are they not? That's pretty close, right? Why pretend if you don't need to?
Home and want the community to stay focused.
I want to ask everyone not to forget, and I want to encourage people to keep helping and to keep bringing awareness, not only to our son, but to all of the missing children, because they all deserve to go home.
And if Sebastian's out there listening, I asked Katie what she'd want to say to it.
I would say that know that we all love you.
See, when you're trying to find the words that you're trying to say, what do? This is what I was just saying a minute ago. when we were going through the other interview from last night. I'm looking to find words when I'm looking up, and when I'm looking down in the interview, I'm reading that notebook in my mind of what I need to make sure that I stick to. But when I need to find the words, I'm looking up. You guys don't need to go get your analysis. I gave it to you last night, and I gave it to you again tonight with the other interview. It's that simple.
To stay focused.
I want to ask everyone
In the heavens,
not
yeah.
to forget, and I want to encourage people to keep helping and to keep bringing awareness not only to our son but to all of the missing children, because they all deserve to go home.
And if Sebastian's out there listening, I asked Katie what she'd want to say to it.
I would say that know that we all love you, and that there are so many people that care and so many people that are looking, and hang in there and know that we're going to find you, know that we're going to bring you home.
Investigating agencies say Sebastian's mom's
They have a whole bunch of people looking. Are you talking about Krabby? Who else is out there? Steve might come by here and there. Whoever used to search is too busy talking shit about other people. So they're not searching. They're too busy making shows about other people. And then the one that did search, I don't know what happened to her. Maybe maybe the pink police vest scared that person off. And then, the last person to be seen with the mattress, Charlie. Who else is out there? I mean, Steve comes around once in a while, but who else is out there? I know, that's what I'm saying, Busby. That dude quit. He's just going off the deep end. I don't know. I don't know.
stepdad and biological father have fully cooperated, and there's no evidence to support foul play. Now, we also contacted.
That's the same thing Nick Beris said last night. Every one of them have been cooperating. Nobody's lawyered up and not talked. He said they've been vetted and checked out 2 times. Completely contrary to what we've been hearing too, right? We've heard lawyered up, shut up, all this other stuff, and we're like, wait a minute. Well, you got all these. You got the law. You even have law enforcement saying that they're being cooperative. So it's like, what? Where's all this cut? Right? You see what I'm saying? Even law enforcement said that they're cooperating. All of them. And that's what they say. All parents and step parents. There's so many questions. So many things to discuss tomorrow morning, too. Oh, man.
Law enforcement about the video in our story. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office told us that law enforcement had possession of the original video that the private investigator says is new since 72 hours after Sebastian was reported missing.
See, remember I'm telling you guys, like, they already had these videos. Texas Roadhouse, all the neighborhood camp. You heard them all starting to collect them during the dispatch audio in the next day or two, because some neighbors might not have been home or been able to answer the door. And then you go the next day and the next day and you collect all the footage that you can, that of people that have cameras. Yes, within 72 hours. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the family, asking law enforcement, has this person been vetted? You're asking a question that should have already been figured out a long time ago. So it shouldn't take but nothing to sit there and say yes or no. Why? Why wouldn't you tell the Proudfoots if that person's been vetted or not? You know what I'm saying?
And after thoroughly investigating this lead, they determined it has no relevance to the case.
There
Now,
you go.
you can watch my full interview with Katie and Chris Proudfoot on our WSMV4 app.
So that's got to be the same thing that they told the family, right? It's got to be the same thing. We've investigated it. There's no evidentiary value, just like any other time Craddock has sat there and talked to Nick Beris, which is not very much. Beris just likes to reuse the same video over and over, change the date. But we heard Craddock say the same thing. These videos have no evidentiary value. But if a family, because we heard yesterday that the Proudfoots are asking if this person's been vetted, if they've already been checked out, that's important. Because if the question that you're asking and you get the response of no, isn't that messed up? If you ask the question, maybe you don't think it holds evidentiary value because you don't necessarily see anything taking place. But if it was my child and I'm just being told that, I'm going to say, have you checked out this person? Because it shouldn't be too damn hard. Shouldn't be too damn hard. Have you checked out this person? If the answer is no, then I'm going to try and find out who this person is. You see what I'm saying? Because if they don't want to try and find out who it is, to make sure that they can exclude that person, because you don't know if that person went, and you know what I mean? You don't know. Just because it's not on tape doesn't mean it didn't happen. That's why you need to vet, and you need to ask, and you need to find out. And when you're talking about something that you've had since 72 hours, it should be no problem whatsoever to hit them back and say yes or no. Because if it's yes, cool. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for doing your hard work. If it's no, I'm going to be saying, why in the hell are you sitting on your ass? Why are you sitting on your ass? Why have you been sitting on your ass? Because if you don't want to do it, I'm going to do it. Because obviously I have a more vested interest in finding my child than you do. And you're the one with all the resources. Two totally different responses you're going to get. What a joke. I don't know. These interviews, I expected to see a little bit more. I mean, heck, we got like twice as much last night from the other news station. But like I said, she didn't really have to talk about the events that took place. When somebody, I mean, hello, if I'm working for a newspaper or a news station and I'm a reporter like that, damn straight, let's ask. Because I already know that you haven't said much. So I want to hear it on the record again. I would like to hear the events that took place. Didn't happen. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think when it comes to these last two interviews, especially with the would and then the bulldoze. I can't believe I heard that, but that's just me. I just can't believe I heard it. I don't know. Bear hugs, you know, and then you know, and then I want to bulldoze, and then the word, and then I would just smell them, and then I'm sitting there looking at that landfill picture again, and I'm like, oh my gosh, right? Sitting there looking at that landfill picture again, bulldoze. I just want to smell them. I'm like, ooh. I don't know. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. I'm going to get ready for the Idaho 4 show tonight. Like I said, we'll be having Busby and Trey join us in the morning. So if you want to check out some more Sebastian or just watch it on the replay, please do, because I'm sure we're all going to have plenty to say after that one too, right? After that one too. So, and who knows? Maybe we'll end up coming across a clip of Mr. Beris, discussing, the whole criminal investigation thing. If he really did say it, I could have swore I thought I heard him say it. But if you haven't checked out that video when it comes to the question of what did I leave out, it makes you wonder, what could he have said publicly and what didn't Nick Beris get told that Tony did? That's crazy, y'all. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you over for Idaho 4. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you. Love you. Please be safe. Peaceful, positive evening. Later.